It's early morning. John, a 65-year-old retiree, stretches as he gets out of bed and immediately feels it, the familiar stiffness in his knees, the heaviness in his legs, a lingering fatigue that makes even getting out of his favorite armchair feel like a chore. He winces as he walks toward the kitchen, his steps slower than they used to be, his energy muted even after a full night of sleep. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many people over 60 wake up feeling exactly like John, and for years they shrug it off, blaming it on just getting older. They accept it as inevitable, thinking, this is what aging looks like. But what if I told you that some of the things you're putting on your plate every day, the very foods you trust to be healthy, might be quietly sabotaging your joints, your energy, even your ability to stay independent? What if the secret to feeling lighter, stronger, and more energized in your own body doesn't lie in the latest supplement or exercise trend, but in the tiny handful of seeds you eat or avoid each day? Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and feeling your legs lighter, your joints more flexible, your mind clearer, and your energy returning steadily without drastic diets or expensive pills. That transformation might seem impossible, but it starts with understanding a surprising truth. Not all seeds are created equal, and some that seem harmless can actually make you weaker, slower, and more fatigued as you age. Today we're going to uncover the 4 seeds you should never touch after 60, and the 4 seeds you must include in your daily diet to protect your bones, your brain, and your energy. By the end of this video, you'll see why the small choices you make at breakfast, snack time, or even in a salad bowl could be the difference between decline and vitality, and why your body, even at 60 or 70, can still thrive when given the right fuel. So if you've ever felt trapped in a body that seems to get heavier, stiffer, or slower with each passing year, stay with me, because the tiny seeds on your plate might just hold the key to waking up stronger, steadier, and more alive than you thought possible. As John reaches for a snack in his kitchen, he pauses in front of the familiar jar of sunflower seeds. They've been a favorite for years, a go-to healthy treat while watching TV. But what if these tiny crunchy seeds were quietly working against him? You see, sunflower seeds are packed with omega-6 fatty acids. In younger bodies, that's usually fine. Our systems can balance it out. But after 60, that delicate balance shifts. Too much omega-6 without enough omega-3 can tip the scales toward chronic inflammation. The result? Stiff joints, swollen arteries, and a sense of constant fatigue that no amount of sleep seems to fix. What once felt like a harmless snack may actually be fueling the very pain and tiredness John thought were just normal aging. Then there's cottonseed oil, a common ingredient hiding in packaged foods, from crackers to salad dressings. It's inexpensive, but not gentle on aging hearts and muscles. Small doses accumulate over weeks and months, quietly stressing the cardiovascular system and sapping energy, often without immediate warning. John never suspected that the light snack bars he reached for out of convenience could be undermining his vitality. Then there's sesame seeds, especially the common white kind, sprinkled on bread or mixed into sauces. They bring another hidden danger. They contain phytates, compounds that bind to minerals like calcium, magnesium, and zinc, the very building blocks that keep bones strong, muscles responsive, and nerves firing properly. Younger bodies might still absorb enough minerals despite phytates, but as we age, nutrient absorption slows. That seemingly harmless topping could be stealing essential nutrients, accelerating bone loss, and slowing recovery from even minor strains. And then there's chia, the modern superfood championed for its fiber and omega-3s. But if eaten dry or without enough water, chia seeds can swell dramatically in the digestive tract. For older adults whose swallowing or gut motility may be slower, this isn't just uncomfortable, it can be dangerous. A small handful of dried chia, taken thoughtlessly, can create blockages that bring days of discomfort or even a trip to the ER. The real shocker: the effects of these seeds aren't dramatic or immediate. You won't wake up the next day and suddenly feel weak or inflamed. Instead, they build a silent storm inside the body, gradually eroding joint health, energy levels, and overall resilience. John had no idea that his favorite snacks, the very seeds he thought were keeping him healthy, could be part of why he woke up each morning feeling stiff, heavy, and drained. It's a hidden threat that most people overlook because marketing tells us these seeds are good for us. But when it comes to aging bodies, small, seemingly harmless choices accumulate into real consequences. And now, John is about to discover that the very same category of foods that can cause harm also holds the solution, if you know which seeds to choose and how to use them wisely. After discovering the hidden dangers of some seeds, John feels a mix of surprise and curiosity. Could the very seeds that were harming him also hold the key to restoring strength, energy, and resilience? That's when he attends a community cooking class for seniors, led by a nutritionist who specializes in aging bodies. Here, John learns that the right seeds, eaten wisely, can become tiny powerhouses of health. First on the list is black sesame seeds. Unlike the white sesame sprinkled over bread or baked goods, black sesame retains its outer shell, which holds concentrated minerals and antioxidants. These compounds support brain health and protect blood vessels, a crucial advantage for anyone over 60. For John, sprinkling a small amount over his oatmeal or adding it to a smoothie feels like giving his heart and mind a daily shield against aging. Next is flax seeds, unassuming yet packed with fiber and plant-based omega-3s. These seeds gently reduce inflammation, keeping joints more flexible and arteries healthier. They also help balance hormone fluctuations, which can impact everything from bone density to energy levels in older adults. John starts grinding a tablespoon into his morning yogurt, noticing that it's easy to digest and comforting rather than harsh or bloating. Then come pumpkin seeds, small but mighty. Rich in zinc and magnesium, they are essential for immune function, muscle health, restful sleep, and maintaining a steady heartbeat. For someone like John, magnesium alone makes a noticeable difference. Muscles cramp less, sleep improves, and energy feels steadier throughout the day. Eating a handful of raw or lightly roasted pumpkin seeds becomes a simple yet potent habit. Finally, there are hemp seeds, which are gentle, soft, and perfectly balanced in their fat content. They calm low-grade inflammation, support metabolism, and help maintain muscle mass. For older adults, whose bodies often resist efforts to stay strong, this balance is rare and incredibly valuable. John learns that even just a spoonful added to a salad or smoothie can make a subtle but lasting difference. What's striking to John is how simple, small, and consistent these changes are. Unlike complicated diets or expensive supplements, incorporating the right seeds requires only a few minutes each day, but the impact compounds over weeks and months. He begins to feel his energy return, his legs lighter, and his joints less stiff, all without drastic changes to his lifestyle. John realizes that these healing seeds aren't miraculous on their own. Their power comes from habit, preparation, and consistency. The body responds not to a one-time miracle, but to repeated, thoughtful choices. By choosing the right seeds, grinding or soaking them as needed, and eating them regularly, John can quietly tip the balance in favor of vitality rather than decline. And so, the very category of foods that once threatened to sap his strength now becomes his ally, offering protection, nourishment, and the chance to reclaim independence, one tiny seed at a time. As John continues his journey, he quickly realizes that simply knowing which seeds are good isn't enough. It's not just about what you eat, but how you eat it. That's when the nutritionist shares a simple principle: preparation, portion, and consistency. These three rules can turn seeds into powerful allies, or, if ignored, missed opportunities. First, preparation matters. Black sesame, flax, and pumpkin seeds are packed with nutrients, but the body can only access them if the seeds are properly processed. Grinding flax seeds releases their omega-3s. Soaking pumpkin seeds enhances mineral absorption. And lightly toasting black sesame brings out antioxidants without damaging delicate compounds. John starts experimenting. A small bowl of oatmeal topped with ground flax and black sesame becomes a morning ritual, and he notices a gentle lift in his energy over the next few days. Second, Portion size is key. More isn't always better. A handful of pumpkin seeds or a teaspoon of black sesame provides plenty of nutrients, but piling seeds into every meal can overwhelm the digestive system, especially in older adults. John learns to measure out servings in small jars, and even keeps a labeled seed station in his kitchen, making it easy to grab the right amount without overdoing it. Third, consistency is what creates real change. The body doesn't respond to a one-time boost, it responds to repeated, mindful nourishment. Eating seeds daily, even in small amounts, sends a clear signal. Reduce inflammation, strengthen bones, support muscles, and protect the brain. John notices that after a few weeks of consistent smart seed use, his mornings feel easier, his joints less stiff, and his mind sharper. The nutritionist emphasizes another subtle point: balance and variety matter. Rotating seeds and combining them with other nutrient-rich foods ensures John's body gets a broad spectrum of minerals, healthy fats, and antioxidants without tipping any ratios. He begins mixing pumpkin seeds with hemp seeds in salads, sprinkling black sesame into yogurt, and enjoying flax in smoothies. It's simple, practical, and surprisingly enjoyable. By the end of this phase, John understands that healthy eating after 60 isn't about complicated diets or trendy superfoods. It's about making intentional, informed choices every day. With the right seeds, prepared properly, consumed in the right portions, and eaten consistently, he's giving his body the support it needs to stay strong, independent, and energized. A few weeks into his new routine, John notices subtle but meaningful changes. His morning stiffness eases, his energy is steadier throughout the day, and even the short walk to the mailbox feels lighter. But John isn't the only one experiencing this transformation. Meet Mary, a 72-year-old retired schoolteacher. For years, she struggled with weak bones, low energy, and restless nights. Simple tasks like climbing stairs or preparing dinner felt like enormous challenges. Mary had tried everything: vitamins, smoothies, and trendy diets, but nothing seemed to make a lasting difference. Then, Mary discovered the power of incorporating the right seeds into her daily life. She started slowly, adding black sesame to her oatmeal, sprinkling pumpkin seeds into her salads, blending flax into her morning smoothie, and finishing her day with a small spoonful of hemp seeds. At first, it was just a habit, almost too simple to believe. But over the following weeks, she noticed her body responding in ways she hadn't expected. Her joints felt less achy, her sleep more restorative, and her mind sharper. She could walk longer distances without fatigue, remember small details more easily, and even engage in her favorite hobby, gardening, without the discomfort she had grown accustomed to. Mary realized that the power of seeds wasn't in dramatic results overnight, but in small, consistent actions that quietly build strength and resilience over time. For both Mary and John, the lesson was clear. Health after 60 doesn't require extreme changes. It requires thoughtful, everyday choices. The tiny seeds they added to their meals became daily allies, offering nutrients the aging body needed most. Each handful was a step toward independence, each sprinkle a reminder that even small, simple habits could transform their quality of life. This is the essence of the journey. The body may slow down, bones may weaken, and energy may dip, but consistent, mindful nutrition, starting with the right seeds, can tip the balance toward vitality, strength, and confidence. Mary's story shows that even in your 70s, you can reclaim energy, protect your body, and enjoy life fully simply by choosing the foods that truly support you. As John and Mary reflect on their journey, one truth becomes clear. The body you have at 60, 70, or even 80 isn't failing. You're simply giving it the fuel and habits it needs or neglecting them. Every small choice matters, and seeds offer one of the clearest examples. It's not about magic pills, expensive supplements, or dramatic diets. It's about habit, consistency, and mindful choices.
A teaspoon of black sesame sprinkled into oatmeal, a handful of pumpkin seeds with lunch, a spoonful of hemp in a smoothie. These are not just foods, they are tiny acts of care, daily investments in your strength, energy, and independence. Think of it this way. Your body is like a garden. Neglect it, and weeds of inflammation, fatigue, and mineral loss take hold. Feed it with the right nutrients day after day, and it thrives, producing resilience, vitality, and clarity. Seeds are small, but they carry a concentrated dose of what your aging body struggles to obtain elsewhere. They are allies in the fight against decline, guardians of bones, joints, muscles, and even the mind. The power lies in the repetition. One day won't change much, but 1 week, 1 month, 1 year of thoughtful choices quietly shapes the body you live in. Just as Mary and John experienced, small, consistent changes accumulate into real, noticeable results. So here's the takeaway. Don't underestimate the little things. Look carefully at the seeds you consume, prepare them wisely, eat them in the right portions, and make them a regular part of your meals. The right seeds, eaten consistently, are a simple yet profound way to maintain energy, protect your joints, support your brain, and keep your independence. Your health at this stage of life is in your hands. Every handful, every sprinkle, every mindful choice counts. Choose wisely, and your body will thank you. Choose carelessly, and you may unknowingly feed the decline you thought was inevitable. Seeds may seem small, but their impact is mighty, and when paired with good habits, they can transform your 60s, 70s, and beyond into decades of strength, vitality, and freedom.